Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna hang out for just a minute, but I apologize. Sharing wasn't working, so I won't share any more pictures of my boo boo kitty. I was also going to share a picture of the fruit medley quilt table runner that I have on my dining room table, and so I won't be sharing anymore just because I'm scared that it's going to freeze up on me and not work correctly. So, good morning, Michelle. So, again, I had some issues. So, and I won't delete the previous one. I'll keep it there so that people, so we all understand what happened. But so I had mentioned that my Boo Boo Kitty died yesterday. So that's where I left off. And I was showing pictures, and the sharing wasn't working. So I had to end my live stream so it could get me back in view. But so needless to say, I was up here this morning trying to give myself something else to do, and because my routine with my boo boo was not happening this morning. So we will go ahead and continue on here. I have, this is the laundry basket quilts block for this week, and I did mine. Let me grab a board here. And I did my block. So here's my block compared to laundry basket quilts block. So I did that, and I think that looks really good. And I was going to bring up my heart pillow, but I did my heart block as well. So anybody who's following along with me, and I've got several new subscribers. So this is Laundry Basket Quilts. It comes out every Tuesday, the birthday mystery. And I make the block each week. I will pick fabrics online. Typically, that's what I'd like to do if I haven't done it already. And then with each block, I make a heart block. It's a 3.5 inch square. I have a template where I make my heart. And that started in February when I made a heart pillow, red and white one. So I just wanted to do it. What I'm going to do with them, I don't have the faintest clue, but we'll work that out at the end of the sew along. So that is our weekly assignment, block number 27 of the Laundry Basket Quilts, 55 birthday blocks. And so that is number 27 of 55 blocks. And here's my pile. If you watched yesterday's video, I had these all up on the wall. And I didn't show the heart blocks, but I've got a whole pile of those as well. So, and they are in the order in which I made them. So I'm going to keep them that way until we hear otherwise from Edita what our layout options are going to be. So that's my pile of blocks. They're getting thick. I love it. All right. And then I also worked on the Star of Wonder. I did work on things a little bit late last night after we got back from dropping Milo off. It would make a nice border, I think. But I have to see what she's got planned or what options she provides us. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But I think they're really cute. And that pillow is really cute too. It's not necessarily a Valentine's one, but it was Valentine's Day. And so I decided I was going to do that. Okay, that's not going in very well. So I also worked on the Star of Wonder block, which is the first week. The first assignment for the Star of Wonder Quilt along with a fat quarter shop. And this is a weekly Tuesday sew along for a Christmas quilt. Not necessarily a Christmas quilt from what I understand. However, I am using Christmas fabrics. I'm using Fig Tree, Christmas Figs 2, which is an older line. And here is my block. So this is the block that I made. And I think she's really, really pretty. Very, 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 very pretty. She's a big one, so that's why I have her on my June Taylor ironing mat. She's a big one, but I think she's really, really pretty, and I like it. So looking forward to next week's assignment and see where this goes. I saw some when she did her Friday video, or not her Friday video, when she did the video on Tuesday morning that was released of how she sews the block. She was sewing the block with us, and there was kind of a hint of what's to come. So I'm looking forward. It's a medallion quilt, so I'm assuming that there's going to be some more. The blocks will go around this one, and we may have to make several of one block. So I did those two things. And then this morning, to keep myself busy, I finished quilting my monthly minis, month one quilt. And this is Primitive Gatherings. And this was her version of it, red and white. And I did this in the greens and salmons because that's the color scheme in my living room, or at least what I want it to be. It's so eclectic. So, and then I put the border on, and now all I have to do is just stitch it down. So I've got it all buttoned down and ready to go. So I'll be taking that downstairs with me, and I'll be stitching on that to get that top complete. So yay! And then monthly minis 2 is this pattern, the mini maze quilt. And these are 4 of my blocks. So I've got to finish this one up too. I've got to make the rest of these. So there's 5 more to go. So this is just what I've gotten done so far. And I'm doing it in reds and greens. Not necessarily, they're not Christmassy or anything, but salmons, dark deep reds, and pinks are kind of the color scheme I have going on in my living room, dining room, sunroom area. And then the third one that came out this in July is the blue geese. And I don't know yet if I'm going to do it blue or not, but I've got to go through my stash, and that's all I'm using for these is just stash. And these are small mini quilts. This is an 18 by 18. So I suppose if you wanted to save them as blocks, you can make a large quilt out of them too. So if you wanted to try that kind of thing. So I will be picking fabrics from my Civil War stash, which is in this bin right here. I also have a box behind me that has a bunch of Civil War type fabrics too. So I don't know if I'll be working on this one at all the rest of this week, but it is something that I would love to get done, at least the top done, so I can get this started. I don't know. I was at least hoping to have it one on the go while I was working on another one, but I don't know that will happen. So let me get that out of the way. So this I can set aside, file it in my filing cabinet because it is done. I'll put this over here too. So this week, this is Wednesday, and this is the Jelly Roll Sampler Block Wednesday quilt along with Pat Sloan. It's from the Simply Jelly Rolls quilt. I've got, I'll have links below this video as well, but they are below the previous video that I started for all of the little worksheets, because this was a previous quilt along with the Fat Quarter Shop some time ago. I don't even know when, to be honest with you. 2023, I guess they did this. It's dated on here. So this is the assignment for this week, and this is week 4. The brioche and the pumpernickel blocks. I have to make 2 of these and 1 of these. And they go into, let me get the, so I don't know if you can see it very well, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and this is row 3. I've got row 1 and row 2 on the wall. And so I need to go through, the crazy jelly roll routine and try to figure out what fabrics I'm going to use for these 2 blocks. So I kind of did a little bit of a review on my own this morning. I am using the Ellie Jelly Roll by Brenda Riddle. And I'm also using this fabric, which is like a peachy pink eyelet looking fabric for my background. So that left me with like, I had to pull out, and I'm hoping I can probably use them. And there's a checkerboard border on this. I had to pull out all of those peaches because they kind of blend in a little much. So I pulled all of those out and haven't used them, but I'm hoping I can use them in the border. We shall see. Otherwise, I may have to go with some other option. I was actually thinking about buying another jelly roll. I really, 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 really was. So let's take a look here. I wanted to write down, so it tells you on these worksheets how many pieces you need of piece A, B, C, D, whatever. And so then I had to write down like the measurements of it because I need to know that my jelly roll strip is going to have enough in it to make that block. So I thought that these blocks would be blue and gray just because that's the majority. I have a lot of these fabrics left in here, florals, and there's a stripe and a gingham. But so I was hoping I could use the blues and the grays in this. So, and they come in florals and the same print as the background comes in all of them. There's a stripe, and I used the gingham already in the previous row. So then I was also thinking that if I don't use, what I could do, I have lots of blues and grays. So I think I'm going to go with that plan for these blocks. Where the reds are, I'd use the gray. And then the center is a different color. And I have a bit of the pinks and the reds left, but probably would want to save them for the bottom row so that I'm using these colors every other row to separate them, but they're all stripes. So I don't know. I have just a little bit of this gingham left, and there's not enough probably to make that. But I do have a bit of green. So I can use my greens in this. So I thought I'd try that first. Use the greens for the center X in the middle. So blues, the blues and the grays and the green in the middle. And then for this block, I have a lot of whites left. So I figured, and I have more blue than I do of the gray even. So here's the grays. And for the center of this one, there's a 9 patch, basically, and kind of an X in here. So I thought I'd use, what color did I think? I'd use the blues and the greens, blue or green for what did I say? C. Okay. The blues and greens for the blues for this, and then maybe use the whites in the center. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I'm going to have to play. I'm going to have to play, you guys. But these are the 2 blocks that are assigned this week, and I have to make 2 of these and 1 of these. So I thought I'd use the whites to go through on the outside corners and then the blue in the center since I have so much more blue than anything. So it's really difficult, isn't it, when you're working with jelly rolls and you only have a limited amount that you can use. So I really wanted to get another jelly roll. But I think when I get down to the end and I have to do the checkerboard, I'm going to be out of all of this other stuff, blues and greens and grays and whites and only be left with this to work with that. Maybe my background was not a good choice. I didn't think. I thought that would be really fun to do a different background and that it might go well with all of these colors. So I think we're going to have to work on that. So I will be playing with this today to get that done. I'm going to work this evening since I didn't go do any work last night. So I am basically retired, but I do a little door dashing on the side to help pay for my quilting. I have credit card debt, right? So we'll work on this today. And then what else do I got going on here? Where's my book? And then I think that's it. I might start something else, and I think we'll talk about that tomorrow during our video, our sew along day. So that's kind of what I'll be doing today, is working on this block. And this might take me all day to get through this, picking out what fabrics I'm going to use, but mostly blues. So then that's why I didn't put any of this together, put any of sashing or anything in, because I might need to rearrange these a little bit so that I don't have like all the blues in the same place and all the grays in the same place. So it's spread around a little bit. So I kind of wanted to play with that a little bit too once I start getting some of these blocks done. So I'm not the chipperest of people today just because I lost my Milo kitty, my boo-boo kitty yesterday, but the guilt and all that kind of stuff because he got sick. I came home Sunday from my weekend away and he wasn't the greatest. And then yesterday morning he just seemed a little worse for wear. And he's been sick before. He's a sickly little kitty. But and he got through that just fine. So I really wasn't all that worried. So when I went down after doing my video and to get him and pack him up, take him to the vet, he wasn't with us any longer. So I was just stunned, to be honest with you. So little Miss Mama and I are trying to, because Milo was my buddy. He'd come sit on my lap. And Miss Mama, she doesn't do that so much. So I was trying to spend a little quality time with her this morning and talk to her about my Mr. Milo. I did let her say goodbye to him yesterday. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to try to keep myself occupied today and work on this project for the day. And hopefully I'll have all 3 blocks done and ready to show you tomorrow. And then I'll have my little project for sew along. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to be just yet, but I have an idea. So bring something with you tomorrow and we can sit and chat and discuss things, talk about stuff, and sew together and have a good time. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'll meet, and then we can have and sew along and chat. And it'll last about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on what it is I'm working on and where we get with it. So you guys have a fabulous day, and we'll catch up tomorrow, okay? Thanks for being here. Bye now.